Don't Hi, everybody. It is I'm going to still call it a fabulous Friday because my kids woke up on time and made me get all gussied up for you guys today on the show. I'm literally wearing local from head to toe. I have earrings that are $4 at the Red Door. I got this fabulous top from also Red Door off the sales rack, which I'm just going to stand. Just going to stand. And it's just the cutest. Look at this.
She really is cute. I feel very underdressed.
And then these things. Look at this.
Boots. Yeah.
This is from Lemon. They got these colored jeans, green colored jeans. And then, of course, my shoes, which have had these for like ever, are from Evelyn Taylor. So literally, I'm head to toe glitzed out and local today. And I love it. Oh, and forgot. And my wedding band knockoff today is courtesy of the Hitch. Kelly and them have these amazing stackable rings. And so I got all three of them together and I love it. I love it.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt that's Songbird original design. Earrings from I don't know where. No rings because when I lost my weight, it was all on my fingers and my wedding ring doesn't even fit.
Same.
I missed the memo that we were going super fancy.
Well, we got a lot to do today. We have a lot to do today.
Y'all just look, I'm out of the bed, not in pajamas.
Exactly. Hey, listen, you look fabulous. I think anybody that gets up and can celebrate another turn around the sun. Good morning, Tom. That's on our YouTube channel. And again, if anybody doesn't follow him, his YouTube channel is called The Red Fort Reviews. And those are really good. You should check them out and follow him and like him as well. But with that said, we have a lot to discuss on the show today. First and foremost, a ton of events are going on between now and next week. And in general, the month of November, schools are fixing to be closed. I think next week is the full last week of most schools here in town and surrounding counties.
And my child came home, and I don't know if this is confirmed. So if y'all can confirm, great. It'll save me a phone call. But Matt came home and told me that Monday is senior skip day and they can skip and not be punished. And I don't know if that's factual or not. Not that I think he's trying to bamboozle me, but I think some of the other kids tried to bamboozle him because he's a very honest kid.
I can find out today when I go to the school.
We're going to find out. But that's a possibility.
Yeah. But speaking of the high school going there today, I have been very fortunate to participate in these college signings. And I want to say again, a shout out to, I believe, off the top of my head, Lauren. We actually got to go see her signing, which of course it would help me if I was on Warren First page right quick. But on Wednesday, on Wednesday, I got to go to the high school and witness. It's a District 1 school and also golf tournament. And congratulations to Lauren Slatton because she is our own state champion golfer here in Warren County. And a lot of girls don't understand this, but there's a lot of golf scholarships for girls or for young women, I should say.
Yes.
In the high school department that gets full rides and more. And so congratulations to Lauren Slatton. I literally remember her when I was in Applebee's over 20 years ago. And I'm telling you, to see her fruition and talking to her mom on Wednesday, it was just so grateful to be a part of that experience and a part of these young scholars' lives, so she's going to go to UAB. So again, congratulations. We're going to another one today at 1:00. It's great to see these kids thriving and doing what they love and getting rewarded for their good deeds and all their hard work that they put into, because I think that really helps mold what, them becoming a future adult.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, anybody likes to be appreciated for everything they put in. I keep telling Matt he's going to end up with a full ride scholarship. When he started his senior year, he had a 3.78 GPA.
Yeah.
And he has made all A's, maybe a few B's. I think he's already got like $17,000 in grant money. I think he just got his acceptance letter to Middle Tennessee State University yesterday. So we're really excited about that. That's where I was supposed to go if I had not made other life choices. Both my sisters went there. My granny went there. We actually have a really cool photo somewhere. I've got to find it, of my granny sitting on the steps in front of one of the buildings on NTSU, and the windows that are on either side of her no longer exist. They're now underground because the building has sunk, and I cannot remember which building it is.
Oh,
but anyway, so that's who did it. But anyway, these kids are doing incredible.
They are.
Matt used to be on the golf team when he was in middle school, and then he went into virtual school, and he made the high school golf team because the homeschoolers are allowed to be part of the golf team.
Right.
And he was going into virtual school, and he made the high school golf team, and he went to the first rehearsal or the first practice. And that's when we were told that the governor had passed a law that virtual students were not allowed to play sports. If you're in virtual school, you can't play sports. And that was his freshman year. He's a senior now. I don't know if that still applies, but it kind of just broke his spirit, and he didn't want anything to do with golf anymore.
That's sad.
It is sad. It is sad. So we got a brand new set of golf clubs, a bunch of balls, and a golfing net still in the box.
He'll use it in the future when he gets older.
It's just hanging out. Hopefully he gets back to that.
He can take it to college and do Top Golf or those virtual golf things.
Well, I mean, he's not picked up a club since he got that news. It just really broke him. But he was on the team with Eleanor Matheny, and I think she still plays. And if she's still playing, she probably will get a scholarship because she was incredible in middle school.
Yeah.
She was actually the only female on the golf team.
Oh.
And she kicked butt. You're actually going to see her later on today at the chamber.
Oh, Emma.
Yeah, she's part of youth leadership. But
speaking of that, we are fortunate enough. Warren First was asked to participate in the McMinnville Youth Leadership Program that they do each and every year to upcoming juniors, I believe.
No, they are juniors. Yes, this is their junior year.
Junior year. These are juniors. And you just talk about what your job, your career, how you got where you've been. Just, educate them on not just community things today that I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to educate them on, how I became what I am today, essentially, because I think, I did go to college, but I only did 2 years. And then I stopped. I did not complete it. And I'm not ashamed of that, because some people are just not college people, and I am not a college person, and I'm more hands-on. It's hard for me to read books. I tell Melody this all the time when she hands me a book. I need to read, and I'm like, I want to laugh. I'm like, are you serious about this? But with that said, it's okay if you have a student out there that's not, college material. It's not that they learn differently. And I'm one of those. And so like I said, by me diving into stuff like this and playing with the gizmos and gadgets, and if I ever need help, I know I have a black book of names to call, be like, hey, help me through this. I need help.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't like that shaming.
We got shamed years ago.
I've talked about that on air.
It's not bad now.
Every kid has their niche, their strengths. Every person has their strengths, and we need to play into that. And that's a big thing that I have, is that our education system is very cookie cutter, and
I think it was cookie cutter.
No, it still is very cookie cutter. And any child who is neurodivergent, and it's not their fault, they have limited resources, but any child who is neurodivergent, and for those of you who are not familiar with that term, that's autism, that's dyspraxia, which I have, dyscalculia, which I have, dyslexia, anything in that category, these teachers are not being educated to be able to teach them. And back in the day, there used to be separate classrooms for that. And now everybody's piled in together, and the teachers don't have the time in a class period to give these kids the extra attention that they need, or to teach them the way that they learn. I spent most of my life thinking I was stupid, and I'm not stupid. I just learned different than other people, and the schools were not equipped to handle that, and they still aren't.
I think they're getting better, though. It's not like it was when you were in school, and it's definitely not when I was in school.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I know. I think there's better resources, but I think there's still room for improvement, and I'm not blaming the teachers whatsoever.
There's always room to go because every child is different.
Yes.
Me and you might have dyslexia, right, together, right? But at the same time, I understand it differently than you do.
Right. Well, no, mine's dyspraxia.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out like a thing. And, and I think there's always room to grow. And I've said this a million times to people. If, you think you've known everything in the world and you're just done learning the knowledge, gosh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Come on. You're always growing. Everybody is always growing. That's you, not me.
Yeah, I know.
Not me. That's all you. But with that said, we have so much stuff going on today. So again, thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for asking me to come out. I believe I go on around 11:45 to talk with the kids during their lunchtime. Also going on, which I was really excited about, which I did not know that I got my picture taken the other day. I think that's was that you? Okay. So
you looked so
I looked intense. Yeah, that's me thinking.
Being the boss you are.
Yeah. Melody called me, and anytime I will tell you this, since I've said this to a lot of people, if you need something or want something or need to know about something, call me at 931-305-0869. And so Melody's calls me Tuesday night.
I can't remember.
It was Tuesday night because I remember Tuesday night.
We're trying to get them all set up for Wonderland.
And Wonderland and trees are going in. And so I go and I help do my thing with the planters. And then I got my son involved that night. So again, if you guys like what you see at the mall, let them know, not just the planters, but the trees, everything. By the time I left Wednesday night around 7, 8 o'clock ish, yeah, it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, and we still have some stuff done.
Kelly's actually going to be doing a tree for Warren first, and I'm going to help as best I can.
Amazing.
But no, the wonderful woman who normally does our planters, Malia, unfortunately ended up having back surgery, and she's in a wheelchair. And there's no way she's doing that.
No, and I would not let
breaks her heart.
Yeah,
that would no.
I got you, Malia. I got you.
So I was like. And they're looking at me. I'm like, don't you dare look at me. That's not my forte. This is not what I'm good at. But I'm like, but Kelly is.
Yeah. I like decorating for Christmas only.
I called her. I said, I know that your schedule's as hectic as I am, but
I need you.
Yeah, can you? And she made it work, and
I made it work. And Sunday we're gonna finish it. I want to brag on myself and my friend that came and helped us. I'm gonna leave his name out of it for now, so you can't take my friend away.
I'm starting to like the soda less and less. I'm sorry.
I think it's better when it's super cold.
Well, it's still super cold. So I'm sorry. Tops has got these great new sodas. I love Jones glass bottle sodas. This one's chocolate orange. And at first I was like, oh, yeah.
I don't know about chocolate orange.
And now I'm like, oh, no. I don't know. I'm very conflicted. I'm going to still drink it because my mama taught me we don't waste.
Yes. So with that said, enjoy the planterscapes.
Yeah.
Our favorite one by far is the snow scene.
Yes.
Where the snowflakes are trickling down. And so thank you to my friend that came out and helped out with that. But we're going to finish up all the planters and the trees on Sunday because that's the only other time I have. But we make it work. So again, currently going on in our community, there are a lot. I feel like we should have, it's going to be called the hot topic segment because it's like a little, there's just a lot going on in our country, in our community, and we want to make sure that you guys know about it. So we're just going to get it right off the bat. So of course, everybody knows when traditionally we're going to talk about President-elect Trump.
Yes.
And traditionally when it exchanges hands, the president meets the president-elect and they swap and do the shake and howdy, I call it these shots.
Yeah.
Those shots. And then of course the first lady meets the next first lady.
And they have a little tea and they have their cheesy photos.
They do their cheesy thing.
and we get along so well. And
yes, and well, fortunately and unfortunately, I'm going to say it that way.
Yeah.
Melania has decided she just doesn't want to do it, and there's several reasons why. First and foremost, this isn't her first time at the White House. This will be her second time.
Let's preface this with who Melania is, because again, like Trump, there's a lot of misinformation.
She's very well educated.
She speaks 9 languages.
9 languages.
She's not stupid.
She's not.
And she's a very stern and very serious woman. And I'm telling you,
and she's not fake.
She's not fake, and she's a fierce protector of her child and her family. You did not barely see Barron at all. You're not going to miss him this time. He's 6'9".
Yeah,
but he shot up. Sheltered him away from all of what his dad was doing, and let him be a kid and let him grow up. And God
as
bless
she
her
should. Yes, as they all need to be a kid.
I admire her. She's extremely classy. She's very well dressed. She is elegant. I think that she's an incredible woman. I would love to meet her.
I would love for her to come on the show. I would be in like awe, and I wouldn't be able to talk. Can you just talk?
She would just talk. But but no. So when she was asked to come do this tea, Trump met with Biden. They did their thing. He played the politics. He played the good person, despite what the Biden administration has put him through these last 20 years. Melania said, "No, sir."
To the New York Post, she says, "No, thank you."
It was not her. It was actually somebody spoke on her.
Her rep, yes, Melania's rep came out and spoke to the paper and said, "No, thank you."
Specifically, she said, "This woman's husband authorized the FBI to do a raid on my residence where my child lived, and allowed them to rifle through my underwear drawer. I am not meeting with that."
Yeah, like I'm not.
To laugh about it.
It's like those
for standing her ground.
And in the world that we live in, where people are putting out there that Trump doesn't support women's rights and support women in general. Like I was telling this to Melody in the car. When you are women, I'm going to talk to you ladies out there that are listening. If you are with somebody that you're not married with right now, like what I did, I don't know if Melody did this, but you look at your boyfriend and see how they take care of their mama, right? And see how they treat them, see how they take care of them. Because if he is treating his mom right, you know that he's going to treat you right, correct? So when you think about it, when you hear somebody that's against women, anti-women this, taking women's laws, if Melania Trump said that, right? Well endowed, if Trump did not want her to say that, it would already have been vetoed and we would never have heard about it.
Yeah.
Never. And so I say that nicely because to me, she has a supportive husband that believes in her and supports her and respects her. And that's the type of person we need in this country, is somebody that respects everybody and values everybody.
Well, and my understanding is because of how high her intelligence is and how many languages she speaks, he does use her as a sounding board for his ideas.
Yes, they talk
to her and gets her values her advice
opinion.
And her opinion. And that's how it should be in a marriage.
It should be. And that's why it reassures me that Trump has our back as women. I'm going to say it for me. When I hear stuff like, he's against this, he's against that. Well, he's put these women on his, his staff, in his cabin. And he's also got his wife that's out there blatantly saying, "No, I don't want to do tea with you," and be essentially to me,
and be fake and enjoy your company and act like I'm enjoying your company.
And that I was okay with you coming to my house. Melania Trump has always said this in interviews when she does them. I only do the interviews that I know that I'm going to be truthful about and 100% honest about. And every one that she has done, including the one they did when after Trump and with the conviction and all this stuff and being raided, she was straight up forward with them as well. So, and that's also correct, Brian. Almost forgot that. Also, Melania Trump is a New York Times bestselling author.
Yeah,
that's
very intelligent.
If you look at her on this, and I'll say this before you go on to your next thing that we're going to talk about. But as women, you need to pick what side we're on. Are you going to be on the side that keeps telling lies just to get a vote?
Right.
Are you going to be on the side and truly represent women?
Yeah.
Through the good and the bad.
Yes.
Because I get tired of hearing women be like, well, I can't believe I know it's already going to happen since this has been out. Haven't seen them yet. But there's going to be people be like, I can't believe she did that. How rude is she? She's not classy. So do you want somebody classy or and fake or honest and upfront and pick a side.
Speaking of classy,
I don't know how to say it.
No,
Brad needs to be on here.
It's you got to look at what they were put through, the witch hunt that they were put through for the past 4 years.
That and then continuous on. I mean, you think all the times.
I mean, it's been awful, and they've tried to stay classy, but you know what? She's just tired of playing the game. She's like, no,
I think it's like we said, that American mandate. We're tired of this. Stop pushing lies out. Let's just move forward.
Right.
I don't want to be in stagnant water anymore. We need to move forward in this country. Right. And I think that's what's happening. So Melania is like, nope, not going.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Right.
And then at least, and again, we also said this off air, even after all that was rated, what was it? Biden's wife went on national television and talked negatively about her husband. Why would you want to sit with somebody and sip tea that has
spilling some tea, maybe?
What's it called? Like when you do bad to somebody? I can't. It's not defamation. Is it defamation?
Defamation of character.
Defamation of character. Thank you.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong, but I said it right today.
You got it.
But why would you sit there and fake smile and be like, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I want to cut your throat." Like that's in my head. Like if I had to do that, that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like you talked ugly about me.
And here's the thing: in the past,
I'm just saying what I feel today.
Well,
sorry.
Every day, all day, every day. In the past, women were expected to be that way. I can't remember how many times my mother would tell me is just grin and bear it.
Yeah.
Smile.
Cross your legs.
Yes, cross your legs.
And if you can't say nothing nice at all, don't say anything, which Melania just said. I'm not going.
I think it's refreshing to have a first lady who's like, no, women, you stand up for your rights.
Yes.
You stand up for yourself.
Yes.
You do what's best for you, boo.
Yes.
And I think that that's a very important role model for young people.
I agree.
But in further Trump news, we have even more cabinet members being nominated.
Confirmed. Let's just do them all in the gambit.
Kennedy is finally on board. Hallelujah. As the Secretary of Health and Human Services.
And this is coming from the Washington Post?
Yes. This oversees health insurance programs such as Affordable Care Act. So this is going to enable him to be able to go, I'm thinking, into the EPA, see what all is going into our food. And this is also going to prevent hopefully vaccines that are doing more harm than good. And also hopefully preventing vaccines from going on the market that have not gone through the proper trials again. Because that was bad. That should never have happened.
Yeah.
But so he is finally on board, and I think that that's going to be a great addition.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, it's okay. I've got it on my front page. I check it on the daily. The other thing I'm super excited about. So we have talked about the fact that I have a very short list of women that I would love to run in the next election that would make incredible first female presidents. And one of them just got nominated to be the Director of National Intelligence, and that is Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh, yeah.
Tulsi started...
Spitfire lady.
Oh, yeah. She started as a Democrat. She is now on the Republican ticket because she said, y'all crazy. I don't want to be part of this party anymore. She is from Hawaii.
Oh.
She is, she sought the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020, but later became a Republican after that election. I know a lot of Democrats that jumped ship after that election.
They did.
But she's a military veteran. She's a critic of foreign wars. She's
a force to be reckoned with.
She really is, and I just adore her.
As the confirmations of people that's going to be working under Trump,
yes,
or his staff, I'm getting more excited and be like, oh,
yes,
and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Marco Rubio is now nominated for Secretary of State, which he is also the child of immigrants.
Yep.
So there goes that theory that Trump does not like immigrants, because now we've got a Secretary of State and the second.
I feel like
I can't remember the vice president's wife. And I mean, he's really stacking the deck. But this is
really
the one.
is.
This is the one I want to talk about because he keeps getting a lot of flack, y'all. And everybody keeps focusing on the fact that, that he is a television personality. And then when I first saw this, I was like, why are we putting a television personality in the role of Secretary of Defense? That doesn't make sense.
So she did some digging.
Yeah, because that's what I do. Let me tell you something. I will find out stuff. Let me tell you something. That is a small, minute chapter of this man's life.
I don't remember him on TV.
He's part of Fox. Let me tell you, this man, Pete Hegseth, I don't even know if I'm saying his last name right, but I mean, y'all know. But 7 children.
Oh, God love him.
He graduated from Princeton and Harvard. He's been serving in the U.S. Army from 2003 to present. He is a major. Actually, he's National Guard Army. Sorry. He has fought in the Iraq War, the war in Afghanistan. He has 2 Bronze Stars, 2 Army Commendation Medals, National Defense Service Medal, Global War and Terrorism Service Medal, Expert Infantryman Badge, and Combat Infantryman Badge, which means if you try to run, he will still be able to shoot you from a long distance. It's my understanding. So he is very much a part of the military. Yeah. I think this is going to be a great addition.
Yeah.
And he's also written books.
Yeah.
But so I don't know why they keep focusing on the fact that he's a news anchor, because that is a very minute chapter of his career.
And why should, it also goes back to Trump. I guess, why is that such an issue when is that the only negative thing on his list that you can project?
Right. And is it really a negative?
It's not a negative. It's a part of career. It's like if something doesn't work out, or if you're riding the wave to see where you're going in life, like what if his next thing was, it wasn't this, it was something else. Maybe it was a radio show. Maybe it was that's what you do. You grow and you evolve as a person.
And let's clarify that it was a Bachelor of Arts and Politics from Princeton. Oh. And he, in 2013, that was in 2003. And then in 2013, he got a Master of Public Policy from the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University.
There you go.
I mean, not that education
I don't even care if he was on TV now.
I know, that's kind of where I was. I was like, go get the military situated, get our boys back home where they should have been. They never should have been sent back up there.
What we can do, you know?
And I know that Kamala says that there's nobody overseas right now fighting wars, but the people over there are saying, yeah, we are. Yeah. We're right here.
I don't know if anybody's seen that social media video. You showed it to me.
Yes, I love it so much.
I don't know which station it was at, but you can hear when they were doing the election.
And she said that.
Overseas somewhere, and they said who was won, or, who is the president-elect right now at the official unofficial result. And you're
talking about that video. Yes. It was the Virginia Military Institute. It was the Barretts, and they went over the loudspeaker, and they say the winner of the 2024 election was Donald J. Trump, and the entire
hear this roar just kept big, and I'm like, whoa. And it was
deafening.
You see it. So you hear it from the other, wherever they videoed it, in a separate room.
There was not a single person in that video. You just heard it. They were outside.
Yeah.
All of the guys were inside. Yeah. And it was deafening. It was
and for all the guys that are, overseas and creating peace first. It's like that thing I posted a couple days ago on the thing on our page. Did you get to see that, Melody?
Which one?
Oh, I post so much stuff. We post so much, I should say. No, it was talking about, I got a lot of likes on it. Hold on, because I want to say this going into that.
Well, while you're looking at that, should I go through the
No, it's right here. Oh, okay. So I posted this, I seen this, and I love it. If you eat today, thank a farmer.
Yes.
If it's if it's on your table, thank a trucker. And if you're eating in peace, thank a veteran.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we take granted for all these things. And when those guys was hollering, it made me get this chill bumps.
It's a chill bump moment.
Oh my gosh. Like you just want to go over and be like, you're okay, guys. You're good.
It's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Attorney General, and again, the Senate has to confirm all of these. There's only two positions so far that the Senate does not have to approve. But Attorney General is Matt Gaetz. I don't know a lot about him. Here, a Florida representative, served in Congress since 2017, supporter of Trump. Well, I think we don't even need to say that anymore.
No, these people have to be in support if they're on the team or like them to some point. You don't have to like 100% like them, but you want to, these people I feel like want to make a difference in our country.
Secretary of the Interior is Doug Bergman. That oversees, so the Department of Interior oversees hundreds of millions of acres of federal land and other natural resources that will be key to the Trump administration's plan to boost U.S. oil and gas productions.
Okay.
This is the governor. He is the governor of North Dakota, staunch advocate of expanded fossil fuel production. He's also a close ally of oil industry tycoon Harold Hamm.
So he knows his stuff as well.
Yes. So I think that'll be good. And again, before everybody goes on a tangent and says that he's wanting to do fracking and he's going to destroy the America and blah, blah, blah. He is wanting to do fracking, but he's wanting to do fracking with rules and regulations to prevent that from happening.
And let's stress that.
Because there is a big difference.
They want to keep it.
Turning them loose and letting them do whatever.
They don't want them to run free willy-nilly on this.
Fracking is bad. Fracking with rules and regulations is good. Yes. Yeah. As long as somebody's there to maintain that they are doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about Kennedy.
We did.
And let's see.
We talked about the chief staff.
Hang on. Okay, so the Secretary of Veteran Affairs is Douglas A. Collins.
Okay.
This is who this is the one over all of the veteran benefits, and which they're not getting enough of, and taking care of our veterans, which is detrimental.
100%.
I know that one of the big things that is going to be an uphill battle is to start allowing private medical care for veterans. And I know that that's one thing that he wants, and I think that would be one thing that's great. Our veteran buildings are overrun. The veteran services are overrun. I've talked to you guys about my good friend John, who just had a baby.
Yes. Congratulations, John.
She's so precious. I can't wait to go snuggle her. But he has been in an uphill battle. I mean, constant. The military admits that they broke him. They said, yep, we really broke this one.
How long did it take it?
That did not take long. What has been taking over 10 years, and he's had to start over 2 or 3 times, is trying to get the government to believe that the military broke him and give him disability benefits. Yeah. And this has been and he's got another one coming up in December, but they keep saying, you're fine. And I'm like, if the military admits that they broke him, that should be
enough information.
Approval.
And they have to jump through hoops again to a separate thing. I don't understand. I never understood that. I was like,
so yeah, he was a chemical bioengineer in the Army. He worked right by the burn pits, had a severe PTSD breakdown in the field, went to Walter Reed first, and then they moved him down to Fort Hood in Texas, where he was recovering from this when the shooter, the Fort Hood shooter, came on campus and started firing and shooting people right outside his hospital window. Yeah. And so, I mean, that was it. I mean,
it broke him.
It did. And
that happens. It's not necessarily, we're not, throwing this out there. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This happens when people go and, serve our country.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys who don't talk about it and who don't.
You need to talk about it, by the way. It's always a good thing.
Yes. And we'll go back into John later because he actually wrote a book about his PTSD and his therapy and the way that he did it. Did you?
I did. I'm on page 2. It takes me again. I don't like reading, but it takes me a while.
He wrote it as like a fantasy, so it's a tough genre to read if that's not your thing. Yeah. I struggled through it myself, but I also struggled through it because I've known him for 25 years and I watched him live through everything he was talking about.
You knew the John before, and now you know the John after.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that because somebody's going to need to tell his daughter Safira about how Daddy used to be.
Yeah. And that can be you.
And yes, and I am grateful. I'm grateful for that job because he is an incredible human being in every form that he's in. But sorry, I digress. Back over here,
and we will post all this, a shorter version.
Yes,
online later.
Secretary of Homeland Security. We've already talked about Noem. Again, I don't approve of her. I think she needs to be in jail, not the White House. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
CIA director is John Ratcliffe. Texas congressman, federal prosecutor. I mean, those Texas lawmen are kind of a little bit of a different breed. They really don't mess around.
It's like New York.
I know.
With a cowboy hat.
Yeah, it really is. Which is why I'm so grateful for the border czar because, man, he's not going to put up with nobody's mess. The EPA administrator is Lee Zeldin.
Okay.
New York congressman tried for New York governor. And then we talked about Tulsi Gabbard. Love her. And then the UN ambassador, we talked about her, Elise Stefanik.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's related to our Stefanik, but
there's how many women now on his?
There's so many women. There's like 3, 4, and he's still going. I mean, we've got a lot to cover, but and then we talked about Tom Homan being the border czar. If you, again, I had her watch a video where he went toe to toe with AOC.
What?
Yeah, he put her in her place. He is well educated.
And
he knows his business.
Saying, okay, thank you.
Yeah, she's like, okay, we're just not going to do it. Yeah. The National Security Advisor is Michael Waltz. Role and power of the nationals. Oh, okay, hang on. A Florida congressman, retired special forces officer. Advised under George W. Bush's administration on defense at the Pentagon and the White House and in Congress. Known as a China hawk. He serves on the House Armed Services Committee, House Foreign Affairs Committee, and the House Intelligence Committee.
Okay.
So we're still working on things.
You more as we get them on. And
yeah, we don't have a press secretary, although I do think it needs to be Candace Owens because she doesn't put up with anybody's mess.
Who knows? Maybe.
Okay, so do we want to talk about the breaking news?
So the other hot topic, we can, briefly. Now this is, we don't know the whole entire story yet. This is just little increments. But I don't know if it's broke out anywhere else. But some issues may or may not have happened at the Park Theater
event. Okay, again, they had election coverage. It was hosted by the Republican Party. Yeah. It was open to whomever.
Yeah, it was open to Republicans, Democrats, Independents, anybody. It was open to the community because the big thing is that I feel like not just the not just it's an American mandate. I think our community is doing a mandate where can we not all just agree to disagree and get along and be Warren strong?
Yes.
And so, and I'm going to use what Lanisa said, Warren strong. So with that, of course, the watch party was held at the Park Theater. And
so for those of you who do not know, the Park Theater is run by the city. The McMinnville city government is who runs the theater. They're the ones who employ people. So when these people work with the Park Theater, they're a representation of the city. And apparently that night, one of the employees was being very ugly and spiteful to multiple people during that event. I think that he or she was not a Republican. Sorry, I tend to go she because I is she.
I always say he. That's me.
He or she was probably of a different party. We don't have names. But apparently there was some ugliness. There was some words that were said. And one of our aldermen, our outgoing alderman, one of the ones that is leaving at the end of this term, Stacey Harvey, took that before the alderman on Tuesday and voiced a formal complaint against that person for her behavior at that party. His or her. See, I told you, I go she.
Yeah, because it says he. Go ahead, keep going.
See, look.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, going and, everybody needs to, to do your due diligence. And, when you do events, whether it's here at Tops or here at Warren First or here at the Park Theater or any event, really, you got to remain neutral. And I know it's really hard, but you got to separate sometimes personal from business. And that's why
that's hard. But when
it is.
When you work
with the public,
Well, and
You have to
any
make sure.
job. I mean, unless you're working directly with the Republican Party.
Any job is public.
Unless you're working directly with the party. If you work for the Republican Party, the Democrat Party. But anywhere you work, you have to remain neutral, and you can't bring your personal feelings and your personal life into the job.
It's really hard. I mean, I done it the other day when I got hurt, my butt hurt by The View.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you my personal feeling on it, and that's just where I feel like we're at. And but at the same time, everybody, let me say this though, before
you're
everybody is valued to their opinion. Everybody, that's why we live in a country where, we live in this free country where we feel freely to say what we feel like or how we want to act like, and we should still honor that to a point.
But there's a time to remain professional. And just because you are allowed to voice yourself and say what you want to say, that does not mean that you do not have consequences. There will not be consequences for those actions. Yes, you have the freedom and the right to do what you want, to say what you want, but that does not mean there will not be consequences for those actions.
Correct. So again, if we hear more about the story, we'll let you know. We just got notified about it like literally before we went on the show this morning.
So we don't know much else.
I don't know much else but what we just said.
Yes.
So again, we'll keep playing on that and see what happens, and keep, letting you know what we hear, and trying to find the truth and stuff on that. But other things going on, before we do, speaking of, I wanted to play this song just to cleanse the palate with everybody. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're Democrat, Independent. I don't care if you're white, African American,
yellow, orange,
whatever you want to say. But, sometimes Snoop Dogg just knows how to say it.
These are all positive statements that help us to challenge it.
So today, moving forward, Melody. Yeah, I mean,
who knew that Snoop Dogg was going to be the voice of the next generation? I am so glad that his comeback.
Be an amazing day.
Today's going to be an amazing day.
Feelings matter.
My feelings matter.
I get better every single day.
I get better every single day. Yes.
I choose to feel happy.
I choose to feel happy.
My family loves me so much.
Yes, my family loves me so much. Thank you, Snoop.
And if they don't, they can go away.
Exactly. I've said this. If you don't like what I do, there's the door.
Right.
And that's okay.
How I feel about it.
That is okay. Can I say that a million times? And that is okay.
Just because they're family doesn't mean they have to be in your life. If they are stealing your joy, if they are making you physically sick, you have the right
if they're physically
to cut
killing
the tie and walk away.
Move on.
Best thing I ever did. Do I miss them? Absolutely.
Yes.
But I don't miss who I was when I was around them.
I get that 100%. But cleansing the palate, we have a ton of events going on because me and her, there's just so much going on, and I want to make sure
it's that time of year where everything
we get it out
event-wise just blows up.
Yes. Now, keep in mind
what is going on at the Park Theater with our
our
city staff. I'm looking.
I know. Stop looking.
But all the big wigs are over there.
I know. I see it. But a lot of events are coming up, like Flip the Switch and, Christmas Downtown. And they meet there sometimes. It happens. It's a nice little meeting place.
But since she said it, let's talk about Flip the Switch.
Well, look. So there's so many events. So November the 30th, the big events going on downtown currently. Of course, we already missed the second Saturday. So if you haven't seen downtown and all the other stores, like at the Northgate Plaza and the Plaza, make sure you check out these stores because all of their Christmas decor is out and about. Because officially, as of last Saturday, it was the second Saturday of the month, and a lot of businesses showcased their Christmas. Christmas is here, even though Thanksgiving's not here yet. But this is the time to get your specials on, get your Christmas on, and get those unique, one-of-a-kind gifts. And so Flip the Switch is coming up on November the 30th. That is the next big thing because I already know it in my head. And again, I want to say that is on, here it is. Yeah. November the 30th at 5:00 here in downtown McMinnville, where the tree's going to go. And then the tree doesn't?
Nope.
It's just the lights?
Yes. That's what I was going to say. Let's clarify because this is where people get confused. Flip the Switch is when all of the lights downtown get turned on. Christmas in the Park is
Mhm.
when they had the memorial or in the honor of luminaries, and they light the Christmas tree.
Oh, well, thank you for
Yes.
clarifying that.
That is that. A lot of people get that confused.
I'm that
But
person.
Let's also talk about Flip the Switch, because Main Street McMinnville is going to have the free carriage rides again.
They
Thank
are.
you, Mule Skinners.
Mhm.
There's going to be apple cider. There's going to be ornament making. It's going to be a big deal. And then they are also doing the second Saturday in December. Those carriage rides are coming
Oh,
back
there
for
it is.
second
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
Santa Claus will be there for taking pictures.
It's just so pretty.
It is.
I mean, in those pictures, I love what they do downtown. That is a picture of
Yes.
downtown. I know you can't see it that great, but
no, it's incredible, and they do so good, and there's so many lights, and it's just beautiful. But that is on the 30th.
followed by, after that, when you get to see the Christmas tree get flipped on by our
Yes.
mayor. He's the one that
I
turns
think
the tree
he
on.
is.
He
Junior
is.
Auxiliary hosts that one.
Yes.
That is Junior Auxiliary. Thank you, ladies. You do an incredible
phenomenal job. And that's going to be on December the 3rd from 6 to 8. And yours truly, once again, with her son, we're coming back again at 7:20, singing our family style for 10 minutes.
There we go.
Yeah, me and Walker sing. In honor of my father, every Christmas we've started this since he passed. One of my dad's favorite songs is "The Little Drummer Boy."
You know what else popped up in my memories yesterday? Yesterday marked the 1-year anniversary that this one started hinting that all of this was happening. It popped up in my memories that she started hinting that Warren First was coming.
Yeah.
And it did. And it came at full speed. It came at full speed.
It came at full speed.
And I think it's going rather well.
I think so too. And 2025 is looking great, guys. And but about my dad's it's okay.
Yeah, it's
my dad's favorite song was Little Drummer Boy, and me and my son, we sing that. He's like, Mom, let's change it up a little bit, let's harmonize more. And I'm like, let's do it. So he sings a song, I sing a song, and then we sing a song together. And my mom comes each and every year for this, because my son is just like me, where we want to celebrate people's lives, not their deaths. And singing this song gives me my Christmas spirit and gives me that feel of my father is still with me and still thriving somehow. And he's like giving me God winks every day. I love him. I miss him dearly. And, doing stuff like, if y'all didn't see on my Facebook page, I did a little AI magic where my baby girl and my daddy hugged each other. And it was just the cutest little thing. And it just makes me feel like Randy Jane is always there, or has a guardian angel. And that is, it's not just my dad, it's other people too. But for me, on my benefit, it just makes me, and so, but come out, it's going to be such a great time. There's probably, I'm assuming the ice skating rink will be put up by then. I don't know.
I don't know if they're sticking to the same schedule, because they said December 1st. So
they might be keeping the same schedule. So if that's the case, you may see it, you may not.
First day, we need to get.
We'll find out on that, confirmations and stuff like that. Melody, you just need to go.
Well, I know, because Nolan Ming's out there. Hang on, let me go clarify this right now.
Okay. As she goes out there, but again, the Flip the Switches again on November the 30th, and then December the 3rd is Christmas in the Park, and it's just a great time. And another big event that is going on, Melody sent me this morning. First and foremost, let's just talk about this. It's coming up next week. It's going to be Monday through the 18th. Through the 23rd. It's Wonderland of Trees 14th annual. It's again, like I said, November the 18th through the 23rd from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day. It's going to be at the 3-Star Mall here in McMinnville. And the admission is free, of course. And like it says on the flyer, there's going to be a silent auction bidding on all week on these Christmas trees, decorated wreaths, centerpieces, gingerbread houses. And there's going to be spotters available at your request, meaning on the sheet, when you fill it out, like if I say Kelly Walker Slaughter, I bid $100 on this tree, put a little side note on there saying, call me if I'm outbidded.
Well, no, you come and let one of us know.
At the information booth?
Yes, come and let us know. I need a spotter on this tree.
On this
we'll
tree.
Get the form out.
And then they will call you, like last year when we got our new tree that we have now, which is so beautiful. But they kept calling me and they were like, you got outbidded. And I was like, I will tell you, I was like, well, Diane, you never called me. And then it was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, we're going to bid right now. Talk to that lady.
Because it gets crazy Saturday.
It does. It gets a little heated. But I want to do a little shout out plug on my tree. Please go and see it. I'm going to put it up on Sunday, the day before, because that's my only time to do it. But my tree is dedicated to the Warren County community.
Yeah.
It's anything and everything I could think of. And let me tell you, I had to cut it off at 30 ornaments. I'm making handmade ornaments that I have seen. I took Melody's idea and I'm going to put it on our tree, where there's going to be trees of like the logos, for example, of the Chamber of Commerce, the magnolia leaf, and it's going to be in a mason jar hanging. I just think it's with red ornaments. It's going to be a tree that's got snow all over it. There's going to be blue lights. It's just, I want this tree to grow ever so. And I told my husband last night, once this tree got done, I'm going to win my own tree. Because I want this tree to grow, because I've seen these cool ornaments. Melody has some, I have some, where they're actual like metal ornaments shaped of buildings and such.
Yes.
Like the Morrison Ruatan had some for sale.
So I collect these.
I collect these too. It's just the neatest little thing. There are websites I actually found that you can make your own ornaments, but there was not enough time to do that.
So these are collectible ornaments
that I'm
for the different towns.
Mm-hmm.
Where you pay your property tax had them at one point.
They had them at
and
one point.
In Morrison,
they had them at one
building.
Point.
And the Viola ones were at the Viola Pizza Company, but I don't know if they still have those or not. Because I have an entire tree in the house that's nothing but Warren County ornaments. It started as a Tennessee tree, and I've been on so many adventures I had to move all the Warren County over.
Yeah.
Before I forget, yes, the ice skating rink is officially opening on November 30th during Flip the Switch.
Oh, well, good to know.
So, the other thing with Wonderland of Trees is we have a stocking and a gift box full of donations from our local businesses. And for every $5 donation, you get an entry into one of those. You get to pick. Do you want the stuff in the stocking or stuff in the thing? I'm still picking up. Y'all, if you have not been on, I'm going to show you what the page looks like. This is where all the updates are. This is where you can see all the trees. This is where you can see all of the donations. But it's Caring Hearts United annual fundraiser, Wonderland of Trees. I know that's a mouthful, but can you see that? That's what it looks like. If you go on there, it updates you. This is the donation. You have to pardon
my gosh, I love it. You took a picture of it in your car.
You have to pardon my car.
That's
I'm
cute.
living out of my car right now. But this is what I picked up from Brewer Amusement yesterday. Look at the size of this bear. He is still buckled into my front seat.
He has to be buckled because the thing will beep if he's not, because that's how big he is. Let's be real.
Safety first.
Yes.
So yes, I did go pick up my child at the Warren County High School yesterday.
She asked me my opinion, and I said, "You go pick up that baby boy."
I don't know if I should go dump this at the mall.
Yeah,
I was cracking up laughing.
Absolutely.
But they have been very generous. We have a pair of silver hoop earrings from
Sweet Little
Diamond Jewelry Company over here on Main Street. The Hitch Outfitters has donated a gift card. And I'm still picking up donations.
Thanks again to Mud Bums for giving us 2 gift cards for $25 a piece.
So I'm still going around to businesses. I'm still picking up donations. If you want to donate, leave a comment. I will find you.
Call me.
Yeah,
I'll send Melody out.
The Park Theater is donating 2 tickets to the Golden Oldies show for us to put in there. So it's not going to be as big as years past. I'm sorry we don't have Nashville, Gatlinburg, and all of that.
It happens.
But yeah, I'm sorry. My body has not cooperated with me at all this year. I'm doing the best I can here.
But at the same time, it's going to be just as big and just as exciting as it has been throughout the years.
It has. And it's quite a wonderful thing. But yeah, all of that, it gets announced on Saturday evening. We've got all of that page I showed you has everything, because we've got karaoke with Kelly. We are not requiring you to sing Christmas music this year.
Not this year. Do what you want, y'all. Yeah. But I will say your prizes will be Christmas inspired. So if you don't like Christmas, I'll get you. I'm thought about trying to find something that looks like Krampus. I know a lot of people don't know who Krampus is.
I love Krampus.
And some people are against Krampus. But again, it's a fun thing. It's
we are a Krampus household. We didn't do Santa Claus. We did Krampus. And let me tell you something. My kids are well behaved.
We did both because I just think it's neat, the history of Krampus. But
there's multiple. I am not going to be able to pronounce. Am I going to hang on?
Where are you at?
I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. Okay. But I'm going to do my best. It's,
Mary
Marlwind, but it is a South Wales custom, which people dress up like a horse. It's a horse's skull mounted on a pole, carried by an individual hidden under a sheet. And they will,
what will they do?
It comes into your house and steals your beer, if I remember correctly. Which I think
how
is hysterical.
Hilarious is that?
I can't remember how it goes. Hang on, let me see.
I feel like this is something we're going to be talking about in Christmas time. Why not? If you know of wacky traditions and other foreign countries,
they come and sing you songs. I think is how. Oh, hang on.
That's great. I've never heard of that.
They have like a specific song that they sing. When approach a house, sing a song in which they requested admittance. They're asking to come in. The inhabitants of the house would then offer excuses for why they can't come in. The party would sing a second verse, and the debate between the two sides would continue until the house's inhabitants ran out of ideas, at which time they were obliged to allow the party to enter and give them beer. I'm like, why are we celebrating this?
So I think it's pronounced, as I'm thinking in my head, Mary Lloyd.
Yes, I think that's it.
Because Mary, like I'm thinking,
Mary Lloyd. Yeah,
not Lloyd. Like you're saying Lord, but you're not.
Anyway, there's Mary also in Iceland. I found out there's a giant cat that prowls around and eats the children who don't wear their new clothes that they got for Christmas.
Shut up! Oh my gosh!
Like what?
Yeah, this is something we need to put a pin in. Yes. We always get sidetracked. We're going to talk about this in Christmas time so we can tell y'all all the stories.
All the different traditions.
I feel like Krampus. Brian Carr, he does so many cool characters.
I know.
If we could come with a Warren County Krampus for him to come and tell all these stories, like if you don't believe in me,
Yule Cat.
Okay.
Yep, that's him. And he'll come in Iceland, and if you don't wear your new Christmas underwear, he'll just eat you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, these tradition fairy tales are terrifying.
This should be stuff we talk in our newsletter. Like each week have a story. I'm just saying.
The 12 days of Christmas, instead of the 12 days of Christmas, we do
the 12 days of traditions.
Yeah.
Crazy blank traditions.
How do the other countries? I love the idea.
Yeah, how do the other side live?
Somebody with a horse head and then getting a beer for it.
Like, you're not taking my beer. Well, you lost the competition.
Right?
It's so Kelly's karaoke. Maybe I should dress up as the horse and see we can do a sing-off.
I know. If we come and knock on your door, you better have beer and be ready for it onto it.
If you think we're caroling, we don't want figgy pudding.
No, we're going to argue about something else.
Okay. With that said, also going on, we got to give some shout out to Warren Arts and the Park Theater once again.
I got to see it.
You did? Oh, that's right.
I did Tuesday. I got to see it. Oh my
Pictures were probably amazing that you took.
It's incredible. And it's only 60 minutes. So if you've got a kid with a short attention span, or if you're an adult with a short attention span. Nope.
Sorry.
You're okay. Oh, they're getting awfully close.
Our own version of the German Krampus here. Oh, see?
Yes. Krampus. But anyway, no,
that's still
Alice
Krampus.
Jr. was incredible. The kids did such a great job. The costumes are incredible. Brian Carr's twins are in there as Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and they are stellar as
they should be. Perfection.
I think they're getting tired of being kissed. It's the twins every single time.
You got glory. God gave y'all the glory of being twinsies, so enjoy that.
But the Flowers of the Golden Afternoon, of course, I've always been a big fan. Even in the original Alice, I love the Flowers of the Golden Afternoon, but their costumes are incredible, and they did such a great job. My good friend Holly McNeil, her daughter Nora,
does a phenomenal job.
Anytime you cast her in a sassy role, she nails it every time. She's the queen of a sassy role. No, it's such a great show. They've done incredible. And that's tonight at 7, tomorrow at 7, Sunday at 2. As I said, it only takes an hour of your day.
Not long.
And the music's great. And
if you have a kid that's interested in doing something like Warren Arts or being in theater type, And that is a good one of many good groups to join here in
Yes.
in our Warren County community.
Yes.
Again, it's just a phenomenal time. Phenomenal time.
We keep a high standard of comedy. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I love it. Thank you so much. I love when Brian participates. He should be here.
He may not be here, but he's there.
Yes. And then, of course, another thing, it's called on December the 13th. I see it. And again, I hate to do it out of whack. Oh, no, I'll just do this. At the Morrison Elementary School, this is a really neat thing. Come and get your Christmas gifts between November the 16th or tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. All proceeds go to their Kindness Club. And this is the Christmas Village that they're doing at the Morrison Elementary School gym. Make sure you go out and support that. And of course, we talked about the AG family coming on November the 21st.
It's going to be a whole week of events.
And then tomorrow at 2, the history of the Fraley's building is going to be discussed for the Warren County Genealogical Historical Association. It's their November meeting, which is tomorrow. And that is at 2 o'clock. And it's at the early voting room. And you don't have to necessarily be a member to come see these things. You
might want to be a member by the end of it because they do an incredible job.
Exactly. And then, of course, with Wonderland of Trees, you can visit Santa Claus on November the 23rd at 10 a.m. at the 3-Star Mall. I do want to do a quick shout out because we missed it yesterday because I was subbing for a friend at the Covenant Academy School.
And Melody's brain didn't tell her.
It's okay. The local on Morford, did I say that right?
Yeah.
They had their red ribbon cutting yesterday. Congratulations to Kara and Matt and all of them over there at the local. I'm so excited on this next journey that they do. And like we said, we had Kara actually on the show here during election coverage, and she debugged a lot. We asked her those hard questions that we've been hearing around town about rumored, like, the reservations ones. You have to have reservations. You have to have this. You have to have that. And she came on and she debugged a ton of those questions. And I was so grateful for her to come on the show and not just thank the community for coming out and showing up and voting for her, but also for debugging the stuff about the local. But the next big red ribbon coming up for the Chamber of Commerce is going to be at the Rock Island Performance Horses. And so their ribbon cutting is going to be at 11:30 a.m. at Rock Station Road in Rock Island. And I was trying to see
the McMinnville Nativity Festival.
Yes. Do you want me to finish this right quick?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were looking for another event. I'm sorry.
I was seeing if it says what they are, and it does not. As I'm going to their page. Let's see. Ken and Erica have been training horses and riders together for over 25 years, reining stock horse, Western, and beginning cow work. So again, if this is something that, is up y'all's alley, that you are like, oh, I didn't know we had that here, go and do it.
Yeah.
And go on your next one, and I'll get to my next one after that.
Okay. So 1 month from now. Ooh, I'm going to get back. I may miss it this year. Anyway, so the 13th, 14th, and 15th. 13th is 5 to 8, 14th is 3 to 8, and then Sunday is 1 to 6. But they are having the Nativity Festival at the I can't remember the name of the church. The Church of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah.
The Mormon church over on Shangri-La Lane. And
right across from the Tri-Green.
Yes.
If you need to know a location.
If you've never gone, it's incredible.
It's a beautiful space.
The amount of nativities that they've gotten. And I am going to share as time gets closer. I'm going to share the photos I took last year to the Warren Arts page or Warren First page. It's too many Warrens. So you guys can kind of see what to expect. I didn't know what to expect.
Right.
My sweet Alma with Caring Hearts has been talking about this for years, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like fun at all. Yeah. But let me tell you something. It was a blast. There were so many people in there, and it was beautiful. I went through 3 times, and I still don't think I saw all the nativities.
I've done it almost every year now since Marion has come to the radio station and has talked to us about it each and every year. She makes the best strawberry bread. And if Marion is listening, you are welcome to come on my show and talk about it. But no, it's just been a Oh. See that?
Are we back?
We're back.
Did y'all
Sorry,
miss
man.
us?
So it's just saying it was overheating because I had it still plugged up and I unplugged it. So I'm just going to hold it like this for now so it can get some cooling. Or maybe I can do it like this, like we did it last time.
A couple of more months, we'll just be able to stick it in the window.
Oh, yeah. Why not now? I bet it's cool. But with that said, another event that's going on at the 3-Star Mall, once Caring Hearts United is done, the next coming of event is called the Mistletoe Marketplace. It's the 5th annual. It's going to be from November the 29th through November the 30th. So is that going to be Saturday and Sunday?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. Oops. I just knocked it down. And it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And again, that is all at the 3-Star Mall. And again, it's free admission to come in. There's going to be local crafters, gifts, boutiques, pictures with Santa once again. And again, if you want any information on this, you can contact Three Sisters Candle Company. Right?
Yes. I'm sorry. Hang on.
You are fine. I'm right here.
I'm answering small town businesses. Hang on.
You're fine.
Okay, so I'm sorry, we're talking about the Mistletoe Marketplace.
Yes. There's going to be over 40 vendors, free parking, free admission. Included. And you actually, if you want to become a vendor, if you go to the event thing, right at the bottom, you can click on how to become a vendor application.
Yes. So I'm sorry. I thought we were still in the nativity. That is Friday night and Saturday night. It's from 9 to 4 both days. And I'm always in the white kiosk. We always do fudge, and all of the shirts that Songbird Studio has done throughout the year, we put all of those out. We have them for 40% off. It is an amazing deal. So you can, we sold a ton last year. People wanting to do Christmas presents at a good deal. The stores that are left in the mall will be open. Jay's will be open for lunch. But that place is normally packed. Casey does an amazing job. It's a great craft fair, and it is Black Friday weekend.
It is. And then continuing on with other things going on, there's a free Christmas photo shoot happening at Irving College tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. They're located at 8931 Beersheba Highway. And then again, of course, that's at the Irving College Baptist Church, that's having this, and it's free photos. And then just to continue on today. Oh, okay.
That is actually in Sparta, but that is our people. The Josh Wanamaker family
band with Tanner Hillis, which is also a local talented folks.
And they're incredible. This is Josh and his wife, Mary. Mary is also one of our Moon Arts people. And Josh's brother, whose name I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but he's one of the owners of Brewer Amusement, and it's Garrett.
I think it's Garrettson. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Does it tell us?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. He's
going to be on, hold on. He's going to be located, the event is at 38 East Bachmanway.
Garrettson Brewer.
There. I couldn't
remember.
They're
all extremely talented. And I'm going to miss it, but I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, we just got so many things going on. We wish we could be at everything.
Let's also talk that the weekend after Black Friday, the first weekend in December, not only do we have the Christmas parade on that Saturday, but it's also Christmas in the Village at the fairgrounds.
That's right. There's so many things.
Songbird Studio will be at that one too. We will be in the photography booth with an incredible candle company that has something to do with a number, and I can't remember their name. I'm sorry. But we'll also have fudge. Penny at Oh Sugar will actually be in the country market with all of her deliciousness. The country store, sorry. Their Brax, Cookies by Brax is going to be around. But yeah, we will be in the photography booth. We will be not doing any of the sales shirts at that point, but we will be doing a lot of McMinnville and Warren County themed gift items for your Christmas gifts, including a couple of new designs that I'm as quickly as I can.
And in some exclusive designs.
Yes. Yeah. All of my Warren County McMinnville designs are created by me with my doesn't have a graphic arts degree self. But I do okay for myself.
Yeah, I think you do a phenomenal job.
But so everything's like one of a kind. You can't get them anywhere else.
And then I want to click on this because I'm very curious.
Whoa, what's going on there?
So at the Athena Art Company, on the December the 13th, which is Friday the 13th.
Very smart.
From 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., they're doing a Friday the 13th winter edition, and it's called Happy Horror Days. And it says it's an iced vanilla berry Christmas. Come out and see us on December the 13th for some spooky good deals on festive flash, both holly jolly and horror themed. Dress code, not really, but your artist will be decked out in festive pajamas. Food, we will have snacks and goodies for all to enjoy. And of course, music. We're not animals. We have all the holiday music you can ask for. We will also be having gift bags with aftercare products and gift certificates for sale. It says our artists will have their own flash as well as a collective book of small flash at the front of the shop. As always, this day is a flash event only, and we will be posting the available flash starting on December the 1st. So, and they're doing, we will be walk-in only, meaning we will be the first come, first serve. And so that's with Athena.
Athena is another incredible artist here in town. And I know that when Iron Tusk does this, the line's out the sidewalk. So plan accordingly. If you're not going to get there early, bring a picnic lunch and a blankie.
Exactly. And lastly, next week I'm trying to see where this event's at. Zaxby's Kids Night, where kids eat free. It's a free kids meal on November the 19th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Fun, treats, and there's going to be crafts. And this is a Thanksgiving Kids Night. How cute is that? So again, Zaxby's doing a kids night on November the 19th. So make sure you act accordingly. Go out and have some fun at Zaxby's. And of course, we talked about there's a grand opening celebration with the Rock Island Performance Horses. That's why they're also doing the red ribbon cutting.
Let's discuss that because that just happened and that's a pretty big deal.
Okay, so the Silver and Gold Band, take it away at Wonderland of Trees.
So we just got confirmed that the Silver and Gold Band, who Joe Harvey lovingly calls the McMinnville Philharmonic, and I think that we need to make that a thing, will be closing out Wonderland of Trees this year. They are playing from 6 to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I know that there's 2 other events in this town on that day. I know we've got the big craft show at the Civic Center, and I also know that Home is having their fundraiser in Viola on that day with music and food, free food and whatnot. But if you've never heard the Silver and Gold Band play, you know that they're worth it. They are incredible. They are amazing. Joe was telling me, or somebody was telling me, just at the radio station was telling me that they've got some kind of honor. Like they're the only band in Tennessee for something. And I'm sorry, I can't remember.
I'll double check.
I'll double check with Justin, see what it was. But they are incredible. And we are just so honored to have them close us out.
As I think they should. I think they're one of the most hidden gems of McMorran County.
I agree. And they've been around forever. Oh, maybe it's the longest running.
I think you're right on that. They're like one of the longest running bands.
I'm sorry, there's a lot going on in my head right now. And stuff is getting filed away, and I don't know where it's getting put.
Well, with that said, all these events that we're talking about, we are going to try to jam-pack as much as we can on our newsletter, which, by the way, the newsletter is out, which I wanted to show, but I don't think did it save it? I hope it did.
And I just want to give a shout out because last Friday, when Kelly had her first game, and I went from photographer for the talent show to judge. My son's girlfriend Taylor jumped in, went with me.
Yeah. And thank you, Taylor. She's an honorary Warren Firster
she's
now.
Never done photography before.
She
jumped right in there and she did all of the pictures for the high school talent show, and I'm just so grateful for her. She did a great job.
I'm thankful, and again, shout out to the Multicultural Club that asked us to come out and be a judge to it. I just accidentally, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And I said yes to it. And then the week happened and I'm like, oh my gosh.
And it happened. And it happened. You know, that this calendar, I don't think I can keep it together.
As everybody knows, I already do so much and I keep tacking on more and more. And
it's hard to say no when you feel appreciated.
Yeah. And then one thing is, it's not just about feeling appreciated for me. It's also feeling, I didn't want our kids at Covenant Academy to miss the opportunity of having a basketball team. We haven't had one in a few years, a few years now. And I missed our new headmaster, Troy Lewis, came up to me during the summer and said, if we have a need for girls, would you be interested? And I said, sure will.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of basketball skills as far as the basics, and that's what these girls need to learn. And tonight is actually our first home, that's creepy sounding, our first home game at Covenant. And there's only I'm coaching 6 girls this year, and I just want everybody to know that they are doing their best and they're learning every day. They're not at their highest potential yet, but they're going to get there.
Yeah.
And if you want to come out tonight, the game starts at 6:00. There's a mission at the door. We have concessions. Come out and support these young, talented people. They're not just academically smart. They are athletically.
Is it home game tonight?
It's a home game tonight at 6:00. And head coach Kelly is telling you to come out and support my girls. Because I love them to death. And the first game we actually had was one of our players' birthdays. Yeah. And so we did a whole birthday, because I always go extra for my kids. And so that's what I did Friday. And we even went to her favorite place to go eat, which was Chick-fil-A. So we took her to Chick-fil-A and ate, and it was just a good time. We did lose that game. It was 28-4. But again, the sky's the limit. Their next goal, I will tell you all this, and because I just love talking about my life and what I do with them. I told them, because I haven't got my nails done in about a month. Yeah, and it's starting to come off. I don't mean to be rude, but with that said, yesterday they were like, "Well, what if we do something? If we win, what can you give us?" So I said, "So if Lily scores 3 baskets tonight, she gets to pick 3 of my fingers to be whatever color they are."
Oh.
So the goal is they get to choose what my next handscape's going to look like in my nails.
Fun.
And they were like, "Oh my gosh, really?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Oh yeah." So I'm thinking, if everybody shoots and we get at least 10 shots, because I said you got to do 10 shots for 10 fingers. I said, think about it, guys. We got 20 points on the board.
Yeah.
Like that. So, but
it's all in how you get them pumped up.
You got to figure how to do it. And I'm trying my best, and I'm giving them different names for, I'm not giving them the actual technical terms on some of the stuff that we practice with. They're like, "Oh, this is the shark territory. We don't want to get eaten by sharks." So in that blue area, I call it the blue zone, or, where you get the 3 seconds, you only can be in that area. We call it the shark area. We don't want to be eaten. So it works. We work with it. But with that said, the newsletters are out and about. If you want to be a part of the newsletter, subscribe. There is how you do it. Subscribe to our newsletter, keyword local voice to 931-305-0869. And don't forget to give me your email as well. But this week we've talked about understanding what Veterans Day is all about and a tribute to their service. We got invited. I want to say thank you again for everybody that sent us invitations. We could not go to all of them. And so with that said, thank you to First Sergeant Tim Howard. Did I say it right?
Wait a minute, hang on.
Yeah.
Yes, First Sergeant Howard.
First Sergeant Howard, for asking us to come, or finding out and allowing us. We found out about that one, and allowing us to come out and go Facebook Live and do what we do. It was a real, it was really amazing. That one was phenomenal. And then the next one, talking with Monty Hillis over at Bobby Ray. Again, another phenomenal Veterans Day program. If you have not been a part of it, you need to go see these guys. This is just great. And I'll say this, if your kid is in high school and you want them to learn respect and to truly learn how to grow up and be a good adult, a good American citizen, you need to get them into JRRTC with First Sergeant Tim Howard. Yeah.
No, he does an incredible job. My daughter Ellie was in ROTC when she was at the high school, and that's how I know him. And he just does a great job with the kids. He's another one of those teachers like Mr. Farnham, where his kids just look up to him and see him as a safe space, and that is so important for our kids nowadays.
It is. And also, too, with that said, as you can see, I'm just showcasing a little bit of what the paper's in. But Melody was gracious enough to share off her Melody Crim photography. If there's any photos that you would like, she just jam-packed all of them into one, so you can go through it, find your kid, do what be a proud mama.
I don't copyright. You are welcome to save it, share it, as long as it's your kid. Don't be a creeper. If it's not your kid, don't take a picture.
Don't.
Ask a mama first.
Yes. And then, of course, in this week's letter or newsletter was, of course, all about the election results and more, and how everything, things are changing, things are whether for better or for worse. So you can read all about that. Also, a shout out to one of our new news writers, Miss Guinevere Jacobs. Love her as every time we do a sit down with her. Yeah, that's her picture right there.
No, I see that was Sally down there.
Yeah, she got pictures. She
That's
was
a
at the
great picture.
It is.
Sally.
She was at the Democratic Party that night on Tuesday night, and so we wanted to shout out some love to the Democratic Party as well, and to see how they dealt with the aftermath.
Yes.
As well, just like we all did. And then, of course, moving on, Irving College had a big fundraiser night at the Fairview CIC, so that's in there. We talked about the Wendy's are choosing 140 locations to close while they do renovations. Melody was just talking about this earlier, about the Voices of Diversity of Talent Showcase, which, of course, was at the Warren County High School auditorium today, or the other day.
I'm still blown away by the kid who sang in German. I can't even speak German. You're singing German? What?
Right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, last Friday, I still have to, and one of my ornaments, by the way, is dedicated to Mr. Doug Milner and his family and all the dedicated work they have done at Dr. Pepper and transitioned it and utilized that company through our community.
Yes.
I don't think people still realize what a huge asset the Doug Milner family, having the Dr. Pepper Balling Company for 59 years. And there's just so much stuff he has done for this community, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. But I'll tell you, one thing that always gets me is when I always see a scoreboard at any of these events, whether it's a football scoreboard or a basketball scoreboard, you know who donated that.
Yes.
Because Mr. Milner and his family were always about community first. It's all about the people. And he got that. And to lose that, and again, in this newsletter this week, we do talk about his family, how they've ran it all these years, as well as how it exchanged hands from going to a family-owned and operated business to the corporate business. And from what we understood when we were talking with the people, is that when he bought this, in that contract, it stated that the Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, the corporation, had first dibs if he decided to ever sell it.
Which is unfortunate.
And that is unfortunate, but that was in the contract. And that, again,
we have to be rule followers.
We have to follow the rules. If you don't follow rules, there's chaos. And then, of course, we have heard exactly. And of course, there are comments from former employees in there, as well as comments from the community of, what is to come, So again, just read all that. It's very well written. I wrote that one. But again, I think it's something that our community needs to be heavily involved in support of. Also too, of course, a shout out to some new members of Highland Elite Real Estate. They are new members of the Chamber of Commerce.
They just relocated. That was a relocation.
But
Sorry,
I thought, but they were Red Ribbon members.
That's why there was a blue ribbon this time instead of a red ribbon.
Oh, no one explained that to me. Melissa, I'm going to talk to them today when I go over there.
Anyway,
I wonder why it was blue.
Because it's a relocation. Because they were downtown.
Oh, look, I said, look, they're changing up colors. How neat.
It was a relocation.
Good to know.
They dedicated the new location. They'd already dedicated the other one. Now they're dedicated.
Okay. Now I'm like, and then of course they have a job opportunity. No one is leaving from the Chamber of Commerce. They are looking for a fourth hire for an administrative assistant. So look into that if that's something you're into. Of course, the upcoming ribbon cuttings, we already talked about the local just done theirs yesterday, and the next one is coming up for the Rock Island horse place. And then of course, Eastside was playing at Bobby Ray, all these elementary games. And then of course, the Lady Lions, I wrote about that because I think they deserve all the credit and more. And then of course, a shout out to our basketball recap segment to Boyd Christian. They did have now this was a huge loss on the game they just played, but the one before that, they were like 63 and the other team was 20 something.
Yeah.
So they had a huge win. So again, I just see them ever so growing. And the picture you see is the player of the week that they shouted out. Vis-a-vis, all these stories are from their Facebook page because I can't go to every one. And then again, if you want to see Authors Day, I don't want to forget to mention this and again, if you have an event, there you go. You can message us, text us.
Saturday. Golly, so much happening on
there's so
Saturday.
much things happening on Saturday. Author Day is happening at the Magnus Library starting at 11 o'clock, going on to 1 o'clock. So make sure you check out Matt Campbell and all of them authors that put their heart and soul into their projects. I mean, again, another way of showcasing talent here in Warren County. Janice Lynn is doing a book signing at the Viola Pizza Company tomorrow. Allison in Wonderland is today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And then we got, of course, 14th annual coming up, as well as the Warren County Arts and Crafts Fair. Homeland Community Bank does theirs as well this coming up week, and Flip the Switch. And that's just to name a few of the things. There's so many things going on that it's getting to the point either you're going to see it on the newsletter, you can see it in the Chamber of Commerce website calendar because we sponsor that. We also are going to be putting on our Facebook and Instagram pages all the events going on between now and the end of this month, but we can't put all of it into the newsletter. So if you want to see what's going on and stay informed, 2 ways you can do that. Be a part, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow us or add us to your list of the digital copies we can send you with the newsletter. So many things. Or, of course, like some people have been doing, I've been their Google resource. I've been getting text messages and phone calls saying, do you know anything about this? And I'm like, I don't, but I know somebody that does. And I called Melody about the Mistletoe Marketplace. Boom, 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 found out. Okay. So again, it has been a blessing to be a part of this show. And just like Melody said, as this is the in memory of event of just the ideal of Warren First, from the bottom of my heart, I did not know that this would ever fruition to what it is today. And I am so overly thrilled and joyed to what Warren First has become. And I cannot wait to see where else I'm going to go.
It's only going to get better from here.
It is. It is, y'all. And I'll say this again, like I said when I started the show, because people still to this day, what is Warren First 931? And I go, it's whatever the community needs.
Yeah.
And that's truth. If the community needs a political debate, boom, I'll do it. If the community needs a text club to let people know what schools are closing or whatnot, I'll do it. If they wanted a newsletter to see all the positive things going on, what did I do? We did it. Thanks to Sheila for gearing that up and motivating me to do it. If I needed to know something going on in the city and county, God bless me with this woman right here. She is my huge content strategist.
I kind of forced myself in because, I mean, Kelly and I knew each other, but we weren't really close. But when I found out what she was doing, this is something that I've wanted to do for quite some time. I was getting involved in nonprofits, hoping to launch them in that direction. And then here comes Kelly. And I'm like, oh, that's where I need to be. So I kind of forced myself on her, and she graciously took me in. And
I will graciously accept anybody that wants to force their way into this crazy world and Melody can tell you, since we've done this, I have had so many more opportunities that I would never have imagined to have had if I was anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this, if people have come up to me and said, are you ever going to stop? And my answer is no. I will never stop for my community. As long as there's a breath in my body, I am going to be doing what I do best and supporting you first, Warren County. And that is why it is called Warren First. What are you getting me?
It's for me. It's for Wonderland.
Oh. And so with that said, I'm going to continue to do anything and everything I can to help educate you guys, because I always say this, the more that we're in the know, the better we are as a whole. And this platform is to unite us as a whole front. And I take this from Lenita Bell, we need to be Warren strong, not Warren divided. And so whatever that is, whatever that implies, whatever that needs to fill in the blank, you just let me know and I will do it for you. Let Warren First be the voice of reason. Is that the best way to say that?
Yes.
The voice of reason. I say this that way because so many things gets misconstrued in this community, in this country, just in general, because of some, different circles. And I want you guys to know, I am a person that's okay to agree to disagree. We don't have to like everything that somebody does, but we should value them as a person and value them that whatever they believe in or the cause they like, there's a reason why. Okay. So with that said, let's continue this strong front and bring in the new year, because I cannot wait to tell everybody what 2025 is going to be like. I can tell you that it's going to be an explosion. And if you're sitting there like, oh, good Lord, what else is she going to do?
I think.
Buckle up, buddies, because I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm unleashed. I'm rogue.
We're not putting her back in the bottle. She's
Don't
not a
put me
genie.
back in the bottle.
Hey, if Harvey is going to do his New Year's Eve party, we should totally podcast that live.
If you let me.
Let me tell you, there was one year where Nick Offerman, if you know Nick, he's a whole vibe. But there was an entire New Year's Eve year where all he did was sit in a chair, drink whiskey in front of a fire.
Oh, yeah.
And I watched the whole thing, David.
That's
I was just like,
Parks and Rec.
Yes.
And you could just
and married
watch
to
it.
Karen from Will and Grace. And they wrote a book which is slightly inappropriate, but they're slightly inappropriate.
But they're so funny.
They're so funny together, and they're so adorable. And I love Nick Offerman. I found Nick Offerman because of Cody.
Him on my show.
Cody, my good friend Cody over at the funeral home, is obsessed. That's his picture in my phone because he doesn't like his picture taken. So when he calls me, I get Nick Offerman's picture.
And you just got to look him up. He was on Parks and Rec with all them, and
he's been in several things, and he's deadpan humor.
He's an amazing carpenter.
Oh gosh, yes.
The show that showcased his carpentry on Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And you thought that was like, his the gimmick for him on the show. No, in real life, he's a hell of a carpenter. And I'll say it that way. Yeah. Because if you see all his doodads and knickknacks, it's neat.
Well, I'm just going to say that New Year's Eve, it may be me and Kelly sitting here drinking champagne in the Park Theater.
Or we'll just sit in the parking lot if they don't let us. Whatever.
Pitch a tent. It'll be fine.
In our Stanley Cups or whatever festive cups we
could just come back in here.
We could and just be like, well, we're listening to it from outside.
Yeah.
It would be fun. If anybody would be interested in us doing did you, and I don't care because I can say it, the SNL skit with sweaty balls.
Oh, yes.
We could totally do that for the night of New Year's. We wear ugly Christmas sweaters and then have our, cups, and they don't really know what it is. Is it water? Is it beer? Is it champagne? Is that Mary Lord going to steal our beer? I don't know. I mean,
is the cat going to eat us for not putting on clean underwear?
I mean, yeah.
New underwear.
Well, but again, on top of the marquee. Oh, yeah, Brian. Sit on top of the marquee.
Oh, that's going to be cold.
That's the whole point of drinking.
Oh, that's true. That'll warm us up real quick.
No, I'm just
think they'll let us start a small fire, take a fire pit up there?
No, but you know what we can do? We can get another computer to set up behind us that's got a fire going on.
There you go.
Or project it behind us. Something.
I like how Brian's a shenaniganator.
He is a huge shenanigans. I love it.
Yeah.
But with that said, take care, God bless, because today we are jam-packed with stuff. And I do actually have to walk downtown before I do my big presentation today. But we love each and every one of you guys. I want to thank everybody once again for supporting Warren First 931, because this show could not be what it is today without you guys. Without you guys. That's my favorite one besides the yellow one.
Look how
they have a yellow cup now.
I know. There's a whole rainbow of cups over there.
Yeah. But with that said, if you are looking for a last minute gift, go to Cumberland, get you some coffee, get you a coffee cup that's handmade. It's so neat. And again, I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We'll be back on Monday if nothing ever changes. And remember, Warren County, keep it first.